Good evening, ma'am. My name is Gwendolyn Rafaela, BS Ed Filipino 3. My topic for this evening is all about how to create a summative assessment that measures student achievement. Creating a summative assessment that accurately measures student achievement can be a challenge. However, some steps teachers can take to ensure that their summative assessment are effective. Number one, make sure the summative assessment goals align with the course or program goals. Summative assessment should be aligned to the curriculum so that easy for the teacher to make an item assessment. Number two, choose an up choose an appropriate assessment format for the material being assessed. For example, a multiple choice test may not be the best option if you are assessing student understanding of a concept. But in the deep ed, usually ginayus nila ang standardized test sa muna siya ang multiple choice. Then the number three, make sure the assessment item are clear and concise. Ambiguous or confusing item will only lead to frustration for the students and teachers. So, dapat gani mubuhat ka item test, dapat dali masabtan sa sa students or sa teacher. Like, especially na jud siya sa student kay mas mag-consume siya tas nga time pag dili niya masabtan ang questions. The next one is number 4, pilot the assessment with a small group of students before administering it to the entire class. It will allow you to ensure that assessment is effective and identify potential problem. So, muhatag ka og test like for example muhatag sa mong student like for example 5 ka student. Muhatag gani nga test dayon pagkahuman i-check nimo siya kung effective ba ni nga assessment ni nga imong gigamit or naglisod ba sila. Number 5, administer the assessment under controlled conditions, such as in the classroom or testing center. It will help to ensure that the student have the same opportunity to succeed. Number 6, provide clear instruction for the student on how to complete the assessment. Make sure that instructions are simplified and easy to understand. So kung mo-provide gani kag instruction sa student sa usa ka assessment, dapat i-make sure sa nimo nga ang imong instruction kay masabtan sa estudyante og kay dili ka mohatag og lisod kay mas dili kung mohatag og lisod nga instruction sa imong estudyante, sa imong student, maglisod sila sabot sa imong assessment nga gipaobra nila. Number 7, allow adequate time for students to complete the assessment. If the assessment is too long or complex, student may be unable to finish it or rush through it without adequately demonstrating their understanding of the material. So, for example, sa multiple choice test, 'di ba, mahatag labi ka sa one questions. 'Di ba, sa DepEd 16 seconds ra na nimo siya anseran. Then, like for example, sa one item, hatag naabi kay ang question dito is comprehension. So like for example, mubasa dito og story. So di ba, tas yun na siya nimo, basahan yun na nimo siya. So dapat mohatag jud kag enough time like 2 minutes para masabtan sa estudyante ang questions o maka-answer siya dili niya dali-dalion. Number 8, grade the assessment promptly and provide feedback to the students on their performance. Students need to know how they did in the assessment to improve their understanding of the materials. So same ra siya po na siya matag labig ang teacher ninyo kanang kuan kanang quiz or kuan summative test siya matag siya abi. So syempre i-evaluate mo niya or like for example po sa kanang sa discussion niya. So i-evaluate mo niya ana sumatag siya ninyo quiz kung nasabtan ba sa mga estudyante ang gidiscuss sa maestra or sa maestro. By the following steps, teacher can create summative assessment that accurately measure student achievement and help to guide future instruction. Tips for using summative assessment in the classroom. Here are the few tips of using summative assessment in the classroom. Number 1, make sure all students have a chance to complete the assessment. It helps to ensure that all students are being assessed fairly and accurately. So kinahanglan jud nga ang imuhang mga student ma-assist nimo sila sa ilahang mga wala na sabtan or ug tigaan sa nimo sila chance nga i-complete nila ilang assessment. Then number 2, be clear about what expected. What is expected from the student before giving the assessment. It will help to avoid confusion and ensure student working in the correct task. So like for example, mahatag abi kanila ipaobra. So dapat kung saan man nimo pag-check ang ilang giobra. So mahatag kanila kuan rubrics or criteria. Kung saan nimo pagrado ang ilang giobra nga task para sakto. Number 3, give students enough time to complete the assessment. It will help to ensure that they have enough time to complete properly and allow a more accurate assessment for their abilities. So, kung mahatag po kag assessment sa mga bata, for example, dapat accurate po sa ilang mga abilities. Lain po sad kay mahatag ka ni like assessment nya dili accurate silang abilities. So syempre maglisod pud sila. Og dapat mahatag po kanila sakto nga time nga ang ilahang task nga imong gipaobra igo jud. Number 4, score and grades that assessment promptly so student can receive feedback on their works as soon as possible. It helps them learn from their mistake and improve their skills. So i-evaluate na nimo diri ang students sa ilang naobra. Like for example, painting like for example kanang nutrition month, di ba naman na siya yung mga title. So like for example, lain na yung gi-drawing nga lain yung gi-drawing dili abot sa nutrition month sa title nga ilang gibuhat. So sayop ang buhat sa estudyante. Number 4, score the grades the assessment promptly so student can receive feedback on their works as soon as possible. It helps them learn from their mistake and improve their skills. So, for example, matag kanila removal test, di ba? Like for example, nag-test kanila, hanggang may silag score. So, siyempre, nakabalo sila nga mao ni, nakuan sila, gamay silag score. So, imo silang discussan, like, mo-discuss na pagkagbalik sa topic nga wala nila nasabtan og naglisod sila. So, mo-removal test ka, and then, i-evaluate nimo ang student o mabala na nila nga asa sila ka lisod. Then, the assessment can be used to help guide instruction to ensure that all students are meeting their full potential. Next, what are the benefits of summative assessment? So, mo ni siyang mga benefits sa summative assessment. Summative assessment have several benefits for both student and teachers. For students, summative assessment can provide a sense of accomplishment and closure at the end of the unit of course. They also allow students to demonstrate their knowledge and skills. Summative assessment can help students identify areas in which they need to improve and motivate them to do so. For teachers, summative assessment can provide valuable information about student learning and progress. They can also help identify areas where instruction needs to be adjusted or supplemented. Summative assessment can be valuable for measuring student achievement and promoting student learning. When creating a summative assessment, it is important to consider the purpose of the assessment and the type of information you want to obtain. There are many different types of summative assessment, each with its strengths and weaknesses. Common summative assessment include test, essay, project, and portfolios. When choosing a type of summative assessment, it is important to consider the purpose of the assessment and the type of information you want to obtain. There is no one right type of summative assessment. The best type of summative assessment for your purpose well defined on the specific goals and objectives of your course or program. The conclusion. Now that you understand the different types of summative assessment and how they can be used to measure the student achievement, it's time to start creating your own. So you have to create your own summative assessment. Summative assessment should accurately reflect what students have learned over a given period. They should also be aligned with your curriculum and instructional goals. That's that's all. Thank you.